Welcome back to American Sporting Classics. Today we are going to discuss where to begin with decoy collecting. There are so many directions you could go when deciding to collect one of the earliest forms of American folk art. You could collect old decoys. Decoys have been made since out of wood since before the Civil War. To give you a couple examples, I have a Charles Birch black duck. He was from the Chincoteague, Virginia area. There's a lot of duck hunting that has taken place there over many, many years, 150 years. This particular example is probably made around 1900. Original scratch paint, although it's worn, and hollow body construction with tack eyes. This would be a very desirable decoy if you so chose to collect antique decoys. Another example, and this is very different, this is by Clark Howell from Havana, Illinois. Again, made probably just after 1900, worn original paint, and just as cute as it can be, a small little decoy. Unusual for Illinois river carvers in that Clark Howell was one of the few that made a solid body decoy. This decoy is not cut in half and hollowed out like the birch that I just showed you. So there, basically any region in North America where duck hunting took place, it could be the Mississippi River, could be in Canada, it could be New England and the maritime provinces in Canada, it could be the Chesapeake Bay or Back Bay down in Virginia and Currituck Sound in North Carolina. So you could go in so many different directions. The question is, do you pick a region? Do you pick a carver? Do you pick old? Do you pick new? There's lots of ways to go. If you decided you wanted to collect more contemporary decoys, this is a Drake old squaw, or long-tail duck, as they are now. The politically correct name for old squaws is now referred to. This is by a dear friend of mine, Jerry Talton, who hails from Stella, North Carolina. Jerry is, I think, the premier carver in North Carolina today. He's been featured in Garden and Gun magazine, and he makes a wonderful hunting style decoy. The bottom of his decoys are typically branded with his J. Talton brand, and if you meet him, he'll sign it for you as well. So that's a Jerry Talton old squaw. This example is by another longtime friend, Roe Terry, who goes by the nickname Duckman. Roe is from Chincoteague. He's been carving for over 50 years and learned to carve from young Doug Jester and Cigar Daisy, two of the earlier carvers on Chincoteague. And Roe has, over that half a century, has stuck with making gunning style birds for the most part. He has made some miniatures over the years as well, but his decoys are becoming very desirable, and his prices have just started to go up in the last several years as people recognize the talent that Duckman has and the nice bird that he makes. These birds were made to hunt over. A lot of people still use wooden decoys. So nice little Drake ruddy duck by my buddy Duckman from Chincoteague. So anyway, you could go with region. You could go with a carver. You could go with a particular species. If you like Canada geese, for instance. I have many different examples of Canada goose decoys all around me. You could just collect a particular species. You could collect a particular carver, or as I said before, a particular region. As far as reference materials, you want to get your hands on as many books as you can. There are probably books at your local library, and you can also find books used on the internet, both Alibris and even eBay has quite a few used books, and Amazon as well. I'm just going to show a few examples. This is a book called Gunning Birds by Croggy Andresen, and this is an overview of decoys that were made in North Carolina over time. Lots of photographs, lots of nice descriptions. Probably one of the better books on North Carolina decoys. This is Decoys of the Susquehanna Flats by Evans McKinney. This also, I think, is a very nice book, especially for the beginner. It goes carver by carver, and it even gives measurements of what, say, a canvas back by Bob McGall, the length, the width, the type of weight that he used. I think it's a very nice reference for decoys from the upper Chesapeake Bay, the Susquehanna Flats region. So again, that's by Evans McKinney. Just a couple more. This is by New Jersey Decoys by Henry Fleckenstein. Henry was an early collector and contributor to the decoy community. He published a number of books over the years. And again, this has wonderful information about individual carvers, when they were born, when they carved, examples of their decoys, and from the different regions in coastal New Jersey and the Delaware River. So another nice book. And then Chesapeake Bay Decoys. This was originally published by Bobby Richardson, who lived in Cambridge, early collector and contributor to the decoy world. Those are just a few of the examples. There are several other books, classic decoys by Bill Mackey, and another book by Joel Barber, two of the very earliest collectors of decoys and contributors to the decoy world. So in terms of seeing decoys, if there are shows in your area, certainly attend the shows. Handle as many decoys as you can handle. Pick them up, feel them, turn them over, get a sense of what an old decoy feels like in your hands. 150 years of oxidation is pretty tough to fake. There are one of the pitfalls with antique decoys is the advent of restoration. There are a number of folks that are very good at restoring antique decoys, much like fine art, flat art paintings, etc. So you need to rely on someone that you can trust, that can help you make good decisions if you delve into the antique decoy collecting world. But at any rate, go to shows, handle as many decoys as you can, meet the people. Just handle, I can't emphasize that enough, handle as many decoys as you can get your hands on. If you have a museum in your area, you won't be able to handle decoys there, but you will find a lot of information on duck hunting, waterfowling history, the guns, the boats, the decoys that have been used over time. And there is just so much information out there. It's just getting to the right folks and getting it inside your noggin. So at any rate, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to check out our website, www.americansportingclassics.com. I'll see you soon.